Okay, hello everybody. My name is Daniela Chávez, and I'm going to talk about the lost connection between humans and nature. And okay, each of us, no matter where we are from, where we go, we have a birth connection with nature. We have a connection with everything that keeps us alive, like the air we breathe and the water we drink. And today, there is a big debate about our connection between nature, and many people say that since the arrival of technology, we completely lost our connection with nature. But nature has been changing in the course of all of time, and so has changed our purpose of nature. According to social alternative website, the environment is not fixed for all time. It is constantly changing. Earthquakes, volcanoes, the movement of the tectonic plates, the base of the terrestrial continents, and other natural processes have a huge effect of both the one of the other front of life. The weather is always changing. Even in the last 20,000 years, much of the northern hemisphere was covered with ice, um, which have a major effect on life. We are always going to face changes in the nature, but these are perceived differently by different people, and it all depends on the context in which we live. Maybe people who lives in a big city without much fight to observe does not feel as close to nature as someone who lives in the country and works in the countryside. And to answer the questions, rural or urban, city of outdoors, what do you prefer and why? I think uh, I can have a balance between both places. I really like the countryside because it is a place that relaxes me and keeps me away from my cell phone and social networks, and this makes me think more and get involved in more activities to keep me entertaining. So I really enjoy being outdoors but also find the amenities of the city very necessary. I like to think that balance are healthy and that both the countryside and the city are needed and complement each other. And in the same way, for my mental and physical health, I think it is good to be both in the countryside and in the city and to make temporary visits to each one of those areas. Um, what benefits could you get from living in a city and away from it? There are many things about cities that make life easier for us and many much needed places like a large hospital with specialties in the case of an emergency. And we can also mention it that according to several studies such as students' performance in rural and urban areas, education is a essay by uksa.com, we can see that education in cities is of better quality and more accessible to the entire population. Also, in the city we can find more recreation centers such as parks and shopping centers and health centers such as psychologists, dentists, and other things that in the file are very difficult to find or are very far from each other. Can urbanism be stopped and what are some ways? I think that urbanization today is an event that has gone out of control and that emerged by the great increase of population. We could dissipate overpopulation by taking measures to extremes and restrictions on the numbers of children per woman, as does China, for example, but this will be very radical and something that will cause conflict in the population that is free to decide how many children want to have. A very marked behavior is that in less developed countries there is more overpopulation than in the developed countries, and this is due to the lack of education and sexual misconduct. It is necessary to inform the population about reproduction and sexuality and to increase their level of education. And the urbanization brings many problems, but direct and indirect, direct and indirect, like more people means to destroy more forests, to build houses, and houses generate waste, thus goes to the environment, and an increase in population means an increase in the demand for food, and there for more are soft place to cultivate. To cultivate forests are destroyed and soil is damaged. In conclusion, everything is bad for the environment, and in the end, we ourselves are affected by changes in temperature and the development of respiration diseases and skin cancer by solar radiation. I think that if we if we can't avoid urbanization, at least we can educate people to be more aware of the environment. I mean, not to generate too much trash, to separate trash, to recycle, to take care of the natural resources, to forestal areas, and to construct vertical instances of expanders horizontally. And about how can this connection be promoted? I mean the connection between humans and nature. There are many organizations today that seek to promote a connection between human and nature. For example, for the celebration of the World Day of Nature, the ONU create a program to connect people with nature. On their website, they speak on the value of nature. They say that in recent decades, scientific advance coupled with increasing the environmental problems such as global warming are helping us to understand the innumerable ways in which natural systems sustain our prosperity and wellness. For example, the oceans, forests, and soil of the planet act as huge reserve of greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane. Farmers and fishermen take advantage of the natural resources of the terrestrial and submarine surface to supply us with food, and scientists develop drugs from the genetic material derived from the millions of species that make up Earth's present biological diversity. And billions of people in rural areas around the world spend their daily day in connection with nature and are fully aware that they depend on the supply of natural water and that nature provides them with their livelihood through the fertility of the soil. These people are the first to suffer the threats that ecosystems face, whether pollution, climate change, or overexploitation. In general, it is difficult to assign a monetary value to the gift of nature. As with clean air, we do not usually appreciate them until they become a scarce commodity. However, economists are developing ways to measure the multi-million dollar value of so-called ecosystem service, ranking from insect activity that pollinates California fruit orchard to spirit benefit to health, or in terms of leisures that make hiking through a Himalaya valley. And then, well, uh, it was my video of my opinion about the connection with nature and the answers to the question raised, and thank you very much.